It happened on a Friday night, August 18th, that Sergeant Sam Howard and police officer Matthew Baxter responded to a report of 3 suspicious persons around Palmway Street and Cypress Street in Kissimmee. I remember hearing about it. It was unfortunate because a veteran, a Marine who lived in our community, had a moment of post-traumatic stress disorder and ambushed these 2 Kissimmee police officers, killing one nearly instantly and the other only a little over a day later. Officer Matthew Baxter was 27 years old. He grew up in Baltimore and moved to Central Florida after high school. He had been with the department for only 3 years. He met his wife, Sadia, a detective of the Kissimmee Police Department, on the job. He left behind his wife and 4 young children, the youngest under a year old. He was courageous and passionate in the devotion to public service and was known as a sharp dresser and as someone with overwhelming confidence. Sergeant Richard Sam Howard was 36 years old, born and raised in Kissimmee, served in the Army and fought in Iraq. He was a 10-year veteran of the department and a member of our SWAT team. He left his wife, Billy Jo, and teenage daughter, Unique, behind. My wife and I got to visit his wife's classroom and brought supplies to her students, knowing how difficult it was. He was a family man, hardworking, very optimistic, and quite the fast talker, as was reminded by everybody during his wake. There are moments like these that test our will, our strength, our compassion. There are moments like these that test our community and even our faith. And more than we can ever imagine, there are moments like these that test the families of Lieutenant Sam Howard and Officer Matthew Baxter. We are here today, and I'm on the floor today, to proclaim aloud what we already know in our hearts to be true, and make no mistake about it. These men were heroes, and we will never forget their sacrifices. They are heroes because they got up every day and put on the Kissimmee police uniform. They went out in our community every day to protect us. And yes, they put themselves in harm's way every day to keep us safe. These men are heroes because they were good family men. They were loving husbands, great fathers, and they were pillars of our community. And yes, these men were heroes because when the moment came where they had to lay their lives on the line to protect our community, they did so without hesitation. And for those reasons, we will never forget Lieutenant Sam Howard and Officer Matthew Baxter. On August 21st, 2017, an American flag was flown over our Capitol in honor of Sergeant Howard. And on that same day, an American flag was flown over our Capitol in honor of Officer Baxter. These flags cannot take away the pain caused to their families. They cannot take away the pain caused to our community, to their fellow officers, and to the police department in general. But they were flown over our nation's capital for a very good reason, to show that their lives matter, their sacrifices matter, and that their families matter. And for that, they remain in our hearts, they remain in our thoughts, and they will always be in our prayers. God bless Lieutenant Sam Howard and Officer Matthew Baxter and their families. God bless the city of Kissimmee, and God bless the United States of America.